I don't even know where to start, man. I started this channel in last year, right? Uh, Obviously, I started the channel on February. Okay, I started the channel in January, right? But I officially started uploading seriously in February. So that's why I usually say I officially started my channel in, what do you call it, in February. And the biggest reason why I started this particular channel is because South Africa does not have a big MMA community. Obviously, there's EFC, but even with EFC, South Africa does not have like a big MMA community. So I felt lonely because there weren't that many people that I could interact with. There were not that many people that I could interact with in South Africa. So I was alone in enjoying the sport of MMA. I didn't have anyone to interact with. That's why I essentially started this particular channel. So when I saw that Dricus Du Plessis was in the UFC, I was like, okay, that's pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do, but never in my wildest dreams did I ever imagine that he would eventually become a UFC champion. Guys, when I tell you I was so emotional, even right now, I'm still so emotional because I had the opportunity to meet Dricus's team. I had the opportunity to meet Dricus's team. They are such incredible human beings. So it's even more closer to home because I know these people, and I honestly didn't think it would happen this quickly. You know, I started the channel last year, and then a year later, we have a UFC champion. This is one of the craziest things I could have ever imagined. Because now I have an opportunity to now take the channel to another level because now we have a champion. I don't even know what to say. I think maybe I'll try to better prepare a proper live whereby I explain to you guys what this actually means to me, what this actually means to, I think, the entire country and the sport as a whole. You know, I've had so many things that I had planned, but it was really difficult to actually build a channel like mine because a lot of the athletes are not in South Africa. So for me to have been successful, I would have had to maybe move to the United States in order to be able to interact with a variety of fighters. And now I've gotten information from Dricus Du Plessis' gym, and it seems like there will be more South Africans that are going to be coming into the UFC. And it seems like the plan for UFC Africa is actually becoming a lot more serious. So that means we might have the first ever UFC pay-per-view, which means for the first time in my life, in my whole entire life, since I've been a UFC fan, since I've been a fan of the sport, I'll be able to attend a UFC live event. So when I say this is big, guys, like, you guys don't understand how massive this is for. And my channel, if you look at my channel, it looks like it's not South African, largely because a lot of the fighters are international. So I made it that way so that it can appeal to a variety of people. So I'm just speechless at this point. I'm going to make sure that I find the words to actually properly articulate how I feel at this particular moment in time, because I'm at work as we speak right now, and I just had this overwhelming emotion to actually react to what's happening, because I couldn't wait. In my head, if you look at my whole channel, it's perfectly planned out, like the thumbnails are perfect, everything is perfect, but I had to go live. I had to express what I was feeling because, unfortunately, I watched the pay-per-view a little bit late. I just finished watching it now, so the emotions for me are still really fresh. I know it happened, I think, about 2 days ago, but for me, the emotions are still very fresh. And on top of that, the nice part is I don't know if I'll get the opportunity, but The Dricus' team is working on something really incredible. So I'm trying to be a part of that and maybe include this particular channel, my channel, into that particular thing. Greetings from Papua New. Hi, how are you? How are you, Eugene? I'm just all over the place, man. There's so much that I have planned for the channel. Because of this, this makes things even like 10 times even better. It makes things even better. So I think maybe if you guys want to know the story, let me guys tell you the story of. I think I explained it briefly, but let me guys tell you a story of why I started the channel. Initially, because I think I explained that initially I didn't have a community to interact with. I loved MMA, but it's one of the most horrible feelings to love something so much, but to have no one to interact with about that particular sport. So imagine watching UFC and you're going crazy alone and you can't even look at anyone next to you because not even my brother, not no one at home. I don't have friends who love UFC, like no one. So I told myself, you know what? I'm going to go online. And what I did, I went to Facebook. And I started, like arguing with people. And it was fun for me because at the very least, I was having an interaction with MMA fans, specifically UFC fans. So we were arguing back and forth. I would get excited every time I wake up, and I was like, let me check my notifications. But at some point, I was like, but why don't I build like a community that I feel like I can interact instead of just arguing with random people on YouTube, on Facebook, and that's where the formation of this particular channel started. And I started last year, January, but I officially started like uploading properly in February. And I was doubting myself in the beginning, but fortunately things picked up, and in a space of a year, I've managed to accumulate 4,000 subscribers in a space of a year. I've managed to accumulate like 4,000 subscribers and growing significantly fast. I've managed to get approximately 930,000. So I'm almost at 1 million views. So because of that, I started now to start to interact with a variety of people, which led me to actually meeting Dricus Du Plessis' team. We actually met this past Saturday, right? I think they're working on a documentary, and I'm trying to be a part of that particular doc. I don't want to say which one because it seems like there's a couple of them. So I'm trying to be a part of that. And I'm trying to do some things for the channel because I don't want my channel to just be about analyzing fights, which is it's never ever going to change. The channel will forever be about analyzing fights and all those type of things. But for the most part, the most important thing for me at this point is to make sure that I create I don't want to create something that looks like anything else that exists on YouTube currently. So having a UFC champion will now create more opportunities for channels like mine because the amount of subscribers I have and everything like that I have right now, if I was in the United States, I probably would be significantly further than I am right now. But nonetheless, I managed to get to where I am right now. So with Dricus winning, man, like I'm honestly speechless. I'll try to find the words once the excitement goes down. Maybe I'll try to make like an official video. I'm actually working on something, on a video that I'll be posting maybe this week or next week. It specifically covers what I was telling you guys about, like Dricus' team working on some documentaries. So I'm going to post something which will give you an idea. So I'm really, really excited about that now that he's a UFC champion. And obviously because I'm also a producer, a director, and a writer, so this gives me an opportunity to actually apply my passion in something that I actually love and that I can do for the channel, because you guys have been incredible to me throughout this whole year. Obviously there are trolls there and there, but for the most part, like a lot of my subscribers are incredible human beings. Even when we disagree, happy, man. Like I'm really, really, really happy. And because of this, I'm going to bring so much, so much more for the channel. I'm looking forward to the future now. 2024 looks incredible. Hope to be seeing you a lot more on this particular channel. I love you guys. I'm so flippin' happy at this point. I wanted to be able to articulate my emotions properly, but because I didn't plan for this, I decided to just make this live video because I was emotional. I was feeling like, damn. Last year I started my channel largely because I didn't have anyone to interact with, and then a year later we have a UFC champion. Like it almost brought me to tears because and I know it's not like the conventional idea of hard, in the sense that it's not necessarily difficult in terms of maybe living. It's not like it doesn't affect my life in the sense of happiness, but to love something because my world revolves around the UFC right now. Obviously because of my channel, but initially it was because like I felt like there was a void inside. So yeah, hopefully they don't change their minds because we met this past Saturday, and the meeting I think went really well. So now that Dricus is champion, I don't know. I don't know because I'm sure they are going to get a lot of offers from different people, because like being a UFC champion is massive. So I'll just do my best, and you guys will be able to see what I'm talking about because I'm going to post it on my channel. To everyone who's been watching so far, I'm going to maybe do a mini documentary, maybe about the journey that caused me to get like to start my channel, and obviously maybe mix it in with Dricus's journey. Like I'm really good at making videos, as you can see from the whole channel. So I'll try to make sure that it's like really incredible. But for now, I'm focusing on basically my proposal to Dricus Du Plessis' team, as to being maybe part of the documentary that they're working on. So yeah, I'm just excited, guys. Like I'm really, really, really excited. I'm really happy. I never thought I wasn't in the beginning. I wasn't that big of a fan actually of Dricus Du Plessis. But over time, man, there was that part of me obviously that was like, he's a South African, he's a South African. But obviously, I had my favorites in the UFC. He was new, but so and he was busy fighting people I liked, especially when he fought Darren Till. I was part of the people who liked the Smash Bros. He was close friends with Hamza Chimaev at that point. So I was at that point I was like consuming their content on YouTube. If you don't know who Smash Bros are, like just Google Hamza Chimaev and just watch their videos, man. Like they were incredible. So I was in that moment. So I wasn't that big of a fan of Dricus Du Plessis. I didn't really like him, even though there was a part of me that was like, he's South African, dude. But over time, especially after he beat Derek Brunson, that's where my mind changed. I was like, okay, this is probably going to be a really good prospect. But it wasn't until he beat Robert Whittaker that I was like, okay, he has the ability to become a UFC champion. And I actually picked him to beat Robert Whittaker last year. If you go back to on my the shorts section on my channel, I actually picked Dricus Du Plessis to beat Robert Whittaker last year. So it was at that point that I saw, okay, this guy is really, really, really good. And after meeting like his team personally, my opinion of him like just went through the roof, because when you see things on social media, they seem distorted, especially his back and forth with Kamaru Usman and Israel Adesanya. To me, because I was at that point, I still wasn't really sure how I feel about Dricus. So at that point, I was on the fence about everything. So having met his like gym mates and other champions from other promotions, because remember that even though Dricus is in the UFC, he has team members. I actually met one of the champions from Dricus's team. I think it's the bantamweight champion. His surname I think is something Zulu. I'm sorry guys. If you ever see this, I apologize, my dude. I became a fan through UFC. I've only ever watched a couple of episodes from EFC Africa. I think it's now EFC Worldwide, and then I've only watched a couple of Bellator fights and one championship fight. So the only promotion that I watch, because the fights take up so much of my time, I can't commit to watching a variety of promotions. So I decided to just stick to UFC. So a lot of these other promotions, I don't know them that much, especially because they're original. So I met one of their regional champions, specifically South African champion. I think his surname ends with Zulu. He was a cool dude. Like, you wouldn't even know that he's a champion, because when I was there, he came in, and then when we were talking, he just stood next to us and just had a conversation with us. And then I saw that he looks familiar. And then I went back and I was like, okay, let me check who that guy is. And I found out that I was actually speaking to the bantamweight. I think he's the bantamweight, or is it the bantamweight champion? Maybe he's the bantamweight champion or the flyweight champion. I'm not particularly sure. I think he's the bantamweight champion, not the flyweight. Yeah, it has to be the bantamweight champion. And they were incredible, dude. They were so flippin' humble. Even where they train, it's so open that anyone, like literally anyone, can just walk in. And at some point, obviously now, because Dricus Du Plessis is a star, it's gonna be a lot more difficult to actually get into the gym. But before then, like, it was like significantly easy, which is why I feel like these people are so incredible, because when people get to a certain level in their careers, they start to have this attitude that, yeah, I'm the man, so you don't interact with everyone. That's why, for me personally, I hope to be able to interact with every single person on my channel, for as long as it's possible. That's why if you look at my whole channel, there's no comment that I haven't replied to, because for me it's important to respect the people who got me where I am. So it was nice to see that from Dricus Du Plessis' team, because it felt like they were the same. Like, they respect the people who essentially put them there. I think someone is coming in. Guys, I'm at work, so please forgive me if maybe I seem a bit distracted. Okay, there's no one. Yeah, so as I was saying, so it was the same way. It's important for me to be able to communicate and interact with all the people on my channel. That's why I'm like, I will reiterate, go through all my like all the comments on my channel, go through them. There's no comment that I haven't responded to. Every single comment, I respond to it, unless right now, for example, I haven't responded to comments, the most recent comments, because I've had so much to do. But I make sure I give myself time to sit down. It takes me maybe an hour or two, but I make sure that I respond to everyone. So it was incredible for me to see Dricus Du Plessis' team embrace me like that, and even their champions, coming through like they are normal people. I know they are normal people, but it felt incredible to know that they are those type of people, and that's the champion that South Africa has. I honestly look forward to working with them, and I hope I can bring a lot more to the channel for you guys, because I think I'm in a position whereby I have the unique ability to give you guys the South African perspective of MMA, in a sense. So I'm looking forward to that. I appreciate every single person who stayed online to hear or to listen to my rant, because I'm just trying to let out emotions. I just watched UFC 297, so I was shaking when they announced that Dricus Du Plessis is the winner. I'm still in awe at this particular point in time. I'll see if I'll make a documentary because, like I said, there's already a documentary being made at this particular point in time. So I'll see if I'm part of the team that's making the official documentary. Then maybe I'll post some few things just so that you guys can see along the way what's happening. But if not, then I'm going to create my own thing. If you go through my channel, you see that there are a variety of things that I've created, like the Combat Sports Awards. If you go to the homepage of my channel, if there's playlist under playlist, just go under playlist. You'll see I've created like a short series. So there are a variety of things that I'm trying to introduce to the channel. So I'm going to try and do like a mini documentary documenting this whole thing because that's how massive because it's a huge accomplishment. And yeah, I appreciate every single person that watched. Subscribe, guys. There's so much more that I'm going to be doing on the channel. Um, I'll see you Friday when I do my predictions. I love you guys. You mean a lot to me. I respect you.